Hi everybody, welcome to Rulebreaker. Today we're going to do something very different. We're going to play a video game, although it is a card game, kind of like a board game, really. It's called Marvel Snap. It's very popular at the moment. I think it's up for Game of the Year on some of the major game websites and that sort of stuff and outlets. And it is primarily a mobile game. I'm playing the Steam version here to show you how it works. And it's really addictive. It's really fun. It's also very short. You play a game in about a couple of minutes, but it's got a lot of depth. It's really interesting game with really great deck building possibilities and fun gameplay. So I think the best way to show you the game off is actually to just dive straight in and play. I've made a very basic deck to show you some of the basic stuff that goes on. So it's all PvP. You're always playing against another player. At least I think it is. Sometimes it might be bots, I'm not sure. The way the game works is you've got these three locations and you've got a hand of cards here. And like Hearthstone and Magic the Gathering and all that stuff, you use energy, which is this thing down at the bottom, to play for your cards. Like if I click on this here, it gives you an explanation. It says like playing cards consumes energy. You can play more than one card per turn, and you get an extra energy every turn, and you use it or you lose it. So you can play any of your cards into these three locations. The first one is revealed at the start. I'm just going to put this in here because I'm running out of time. So I'm playing Quicksilver into this left location. He's got a strength of 2, so I've now got 2 strength in that location. And at the end of your turn, you get new energy. So because it's the second round, I've now got 2, and I've drawn extra cards. You get 1 card every turn. Now I've just gotten 2 cards because this particular location that just revealed says get a copy of a card in your opponent's hand. And then in the third round, the third location is going to appear. So the first round, there's 1 location available. Then in the second round, there's the first 2, and in the third round, there's the 3. You can play the cards into any of them though. So let's say I want to play Mr. Sinister here for 2 energy with 2 strength. He can go in there. Even though this isn't revealed, can still play there. Now this might be a good idea or maybe a bad idea depending on what the ability actually is. So Sinister's ability is that he adds a clone of himself into the same location, so that's why there's 2 there. Now this one, it says after turn 4 whoever is winning here gains 2 cards, so that actually pretty worked out for me. At the end of turn 4, if I'm winning this location, I'm going to get a bigger hand. My opponent has played Scorpion, who gives my cards -1 power, which is a card I usually like to play because I think it's quite annoying for other people. So let's see, what do we want to do here? Well, the first location, whoever is winning this location gets +3 power at the other, so I think we should focus on that one. My cards down the bottom here, Hulk I can't pay for, but I can pay for these other cards. Now, Angela is an interesting card because whenever you play a card after her, she gets an extra 2 strength or 2 power, so I'm going to put her in there beside Quicksilver. My opponent is playing a card in the same location, and it's Bishop, and Bishop has a special ability as well, which is when you play a card, this gains +1, so similar kind of to what Angela does. Now I've just drawn Shang-Chi, who's a real kind of giant killer. He destroys all enemy cards at a location that have 9 or more power, and 9 is quite a lot. There's not that many that have 9 unless they're being boosted. So let's see, what do we want to do here? Well, to win the game you've got to control 2 of the 3 locations. So currently my opponent's controlling 2 and I'm controlling only 1. We want to boost Angela up here and also get this +3 for being in the lead in this location. So I'm thinking we put in somebody else. Maybe this Khazar guy. Your 1-cost cards have +1 power. Let's put him in. He'll boost up Quicksilver as well. And my opponent played Captain America. Now Captain America gives all your cards at a location +1 power. So he does everyone, not just the 1-cost characters. Now I wanted to keep my Captain America in case I wanted to use him over here or over here. So let's see, what have we got? We've now got Jessica Jones and Scarlet Witch and Iron Man. Iron Man is awesome. He doubles your total power at a location. So we could just throw him in here and then that would make this 16 to 9. So I think we'll do that. Let's see what happens. Meanwhile, my opponent's taking his time. He's playing a card. He's playing Okoye, which is a card that boosts the cards in your deck. And then Killmonger. Oh no, Killmonger kills all cards that have 1 cost. I'm trying to click on him there. So that's killed my Quicksilver because he had a cost of 1. Now my Iron Man has come in and he's boosted Angela with +2 power, and then he's doubled all of that power there, like 7 times 2 is 14. But we're still only in a tie situation here. So what are we going to do? So I like this guy Claw. What he does is he gives 4 strength in the location you're in, and then the location to the right gets 6 power. So I think if we put him in there, there's a chance that he will win this location and potentially even this location as well for us. Now we've got 1 extra energy here to spend. We don't have any 1-cost cards. I think we are just going to go with this. Now just before I click this button, you'll see here at the top there's this number. It says 1 and then final 2. This is like the stuff you're really trying to get at the end of the game. You're trying to win to get this cube, this kind of tesseract thing, and that will increase your rank. So let's just see what happens here. All right, we've thrown in Claw. My opponent's put in 2 cards in the middle, so it's not looking good for the middle. It's Angela and Hell Cow, which I think discards cards from the person's hand. Let's see what happened there. Okay, well we have won somehow with the most basic of decks, because we control this location and this location here. My opponent won the middle, but it doesn't matter because we've won 2 out of the 3. What did Hell Cow do? Discard 2 cards from your hand. Okay. So the reason why that's kind of a bad ability, but he only costs 4 energy and has 6 strength, so he's strong in like relation to cost versus power. So that's the end of the game. But let's dissect it a little bit so I can explain what actually happened there. So we got 26 in this location while our opponent only got 16. That 26 is because Angela came in, and every time we added a card here, she got 2 more strength. So because there's 3 extra cards here with her, she is now 6 instead of 0. So she was 6. Khazar came in. He had a strength of 3. Now he normally has a strength of 4, but our opponent's Scorpion reduced it by 1. So he came in and he added 3. Then Iron Man came in and he doubles the power, which we'll come back to in a second. And Claw came in and he has 4 here and 6 to the right. So 4 plus 3 plus 6 is 13, and Iron Man doubles it, 26. So we had a 26 power there. And because we were winning here, we gave +3 power to other locations. So the other locations being the Daily Bugle and Asgard here. So you'll see, we'll use Asgard as an example. We had Mr. Sinister. He came in, he added a clone of himself, which is this one. They were worth 4, but we also got 3 from this location, making 7. Now, for some reason, our opponent totally ignored this location. That's extremely, really rare in the game. You never see that. I'm super surprised to see that. Saying that, we kind of ignored here as well, but we didn't do nothing here either. Claw is putting 6 power there, and we're getting 3 from here. That's why I didn't play any cards there. So now we had all these cards that we didn't play. That's fine. We still won. Now these thing at the top here, this is like the thing that ranks you up. If I collect rewards at the bottom, you'll see that I've now moved from 7 to 9 in this rank 24. And you want this to be as high as possible. This is the objective of the game. You want to get as high a rank as possible to get better rewards and unlock more stuff. Now you'll also see that Scarlet Witch has appeared on the screen, and they've got these glowing orbs and this button here as well. One of the things in Marvel Snap that you're also striving to do is upgrade the cosmetics of your card. So at the moment she's just kind of a basic version. She's got the thing called Frame Break, where the art is sticking out at the side of the card a little bit. If I get more of these orbs, usually you get them just for playing the game, not even winning. If I get 10, I'll be able to upgrade her, and you'll see here, upgrade her to rare. That will cost 10 credits, and I've got plenty of credits at the moment. I've got 785, but I only have 6 of her orbs, and each character has their own orbs. If I had 10 of her orbs, I'd be able to upgrade her, and then that increases your collection level. Now, why does that matter? Well, let me take a look here. If I click on this, just under the profile, you'll see that there's this huge ongoing kind of column of rewards. And I've played quite a lot of this game. I've played a whole bunch of hours of this game. and I've gotten to collection level 779. If I get to 782, I'll get 50 credits. If I get to 786, I'll get boosters. Now, I don't know what those boosters are for, which character, but each character has their own boosters. So if I want those Scarlet Witch ones, there's a pretty good chance this is not going to be her, but you never know. And the higher you go, the more rewards you're going to get. So these collector caches, these are usually like a kind of a gacha thing where you get extra credits or a card sometimes, or new cosmetics or whatever, quite early in the game. And you'll see here, like I've unlocked Juggernaut, the card here, I've unlocked Ghost Rider there. Very early on in the game, you start unlocking lots of different cards to improve your deck. And then the game's progression, this is seemingly endless. Like I've never actually scrolled far enough that this stops. I think it goes on for quite a long time. The objective of the game really is to get your rank as high as possible in the game. So at the moment, I'm in the bronze category, which is here. My current reward was 40 boosters. I can't remember what the boosters actually were. If I get to 30, I'll start getting credits. If I get to gold, I get this title that I can put on my account, on my avatar, on my nameplate. If I get to 50, and so on and so on and so on, and eventually you start getting more cosmetics and cool stuff. And you know, it's a lot of the unlocks are just cosmetic stuff and extra cards and that sort of stuff. How else do you progress? Well, there's a season pass. There's also missions. If I click on missions, you'll see here I've actually completed the weekly challenge already because I've been playing quite a lot of the game this week. And these individual things gave me different rewards. So I got 500 credits for getting there. For getting to 10, I got 200 credits. I got some gold. I got some XP for the season pass for progressing there. If I want to get 100 credits and 50 experience, I have to play 3 cost cards. So cards that cost 3. And that'll increase my score up here in the season pass. The season pass itself is very similar to the rewards column that we looked at a minute ago, except that it's just different stuff. It's like seasonal stuff. You can unlock the season pass for money. I actually threw a few quid into the game because I wanted to support it because I've got a lot of enjoyment out of it. Not really particularly care about these rewards so much. It was more just a, hey, I'm actually enjoying this game, have a few bucks. And it's quite cheap as well to do that. And it's also another incentive to keep playing and getting further up in the game. Let's see. If I look at my collection, maybe I can show you a card that I can actually upgrade. So let's see here. Oh, the collector. Okay, if we look at the collector, you'll see that there's like a little pip here on this button, similar to when we were looking at Scarlet Witch earlier. If I click on this one, I can upgrade the collector to legendary and get 6 collection level. So we have enough credits. He only needs 300 and I've got 700. We have 35 of his orbs and we only need 30. So if I click on this, I get a shiny logo version, which doesn't change any of the gameplay at all. The very, very basic upgrade. It just quality, rarity increases, and you get this kind of shine effect on the card. It doesn't change his ability, doesn't change his stats, nothing like that. The other thing it does though is it moves us up on this column. So now I'm after getting 50 credits. Now I know I just spent 300, so it's not exactly great return on investment, but it does push us up to getting better rewards like the cash and boosters for other characters and that sort of stuff. And that's how you progress in the game. Of course, there's a store where you can spend money, and you can spend quite a lot of money to get a bunch of cards if you want to. You can also spend in-game gold on variant cards of the different cards you've already got. I don't think you can buy cards with gold that you don't already have unlocked. I think I've only ever seen I have all of these cards already in one original form or another. And there's whole other kinds of things you can do. Like we can get further in the collection prize column if we use our credits to boost these guys up faster. Like, so example, if I spend my credits and orbs on LEECH here, he gets his card upgraded to 3D, and that moves us further up this. So every time you upgrade a card, you're basically getting further along this collection level. So let's click on this one. We've gotten Goose boosters, which is fun to say. So there's a card called Goose. If we look at that now, let's see, where's Goose? There's Goose. Goose is a cat. And now we'll see that we have a pip, which means we have enough orbs to upgrade Goose. So we can upgrade that if we want and continue. And this is the loop that you keep on doing this. You keep on getting orbs, you keep on getting credits, you keep on upgrading cards, you keep on progressing further up that collection level, which gives you more orbs, more credits, which again increases your collection level, and so on and so on. And that like meta game is one thing, but the real game is the gameplay that I showed you before. And maybe we'll go in and we'll have one more game with the basic deck, so we can sort of see maybe a few more variations of what's going on. So I have Quicksilver, and I've drawn Claw and Electra. The first location being revealed is the Strange Academy. After turn 5, move all cards here to other random locations. So if we play anything here, after turn 5, it's going to move. So maybe we'll just throw Quicksilver in there for our 1 energy, end our turn, and we'll know at the end of turn 5 he's going to get moved somewhere. Now, our opponent has played Korg, and Korg has the on reveal ability, shuffle a rock into your opponent's deck. Now, we may draw that rock instead of one of our cards, and rocks are awful. They're just, they don't do anything, essentially. So we've gotten our friend Mr. Sinister again, and we've got Electra. Now, Korg costs 1 to play, and Electra has the ability, on reveal, destroy a random 1-cost card at this location. So I'm actually going to put her there. And she's going to choose a random enemy in this location. In this case, there's only 1. And she's going to destroy him. So here we go. We've chosen that. Our opponent's still trying to decide what to do. And then they've played a card here. Carnage. Okay. So they've actually destroyed their own card. So Electra didn't do anything. So Carnage's ability is destroy your other cards here, plus 2 power for each destroyed. So that was actually the opponent's intention to destroy that card anyway. So we kind of wasted Electra a little bit there. Now we have a location in the middle here. On reveal effects happen twice at this location. So for example, Mr. Sinister, he has the on reveal of when you add a clone to the same location. So if we put him in there, he would actually add 2 clones in. And this location here is similar to the one we had in the first round, where whoever's winning here gets 3 power. So I'm actually going to put Sinister over here, because I don't want to fill this up. Each location can only have 4 cards in it, and sometimes you want really good cards to take over a location that's highly sought after. So we've put Sinister in here. Now our opponent has actually changed this location with Storm. So Storm's ability is, on reveal, flood this location. The next turn is the last turn, the cards can be played here. So they were hoping to kind of rush the end of this location before the end of the game. Now we have the advantage of having more strength there, but the reason why we wanted to take this location in the first place was the +3 in other places, and now that's gone. So it's not really as big a thing for us. However, we do want to win this location if we can, because then we only need to win 1 more of the other 2. So we're in the lead. There's only 1 turn left. The only card we can afford right now, because we have a 5-cost, a 4-cost, a 6-cost, and a 6-cost, is Khazar, who will boost up our other 1-cost cards. Now he's going to boost up these 2, but he can also do it from here. So I'm going to put him in this location and end our turn. Our opponent's playing some cards as well. So Khazar comes in here. Our opponent's played Daredevil and Scorpion. Now, Scorpion, as you can see here, his reveal effect has happened twice. So instead of giving us a -1 to our cards, it's now giving us a -2 to each of our cards. So Iron Man normally has 0 strength, but he doubles everybody else. Now he's doing -2 before he doubles everybody else. So Khazar's come in here. This location can't be played here anymore. So like if we try to drag a card, you'll see that you can't go in here anymore. Now, so we have this locked down unless our opponent can move cards in there somehow with abilities or something to that effect. Now, turn 5, so this is turn 5 now. We're going to move all of the cards from this location to random places. So it's either going to be here or it's going to be here. Even though we can't play there, this ability may move something in here. So what I think we might do is we might actually take a risk with Iron Man. We'll put Iron Man in with Quicksilver and Electra, and we'll just see what happens, just for fun. Now our opponent is this thing is flashing because Daredevil's ability is, on turn 5 you get to see your opponent's play before you make your own. So our opponent is getting to see, hey, we're putting Iron Man in there, what are they going to do? Okay, so they've played this one, Debris, which I've never seen before, which is add a rock to each other location for both players. That's a strange ability. Wow, so that changed a lot of things. So a rock has come in here for us, a rock has come in here for them, a rock's come in here for us, and a rock's come in here for them. Now, Strange Academy, for us, this was full, so all of our cards ended up in this middle section. And our opponents, their cards kind of got scattered around at the top, and it's kind of gotten a bit chaotic now. But this is the final turn, right? So again, games are very short. We're currently winning on this location where nobody can play cards, so I'm not really worried about this one. We're losing in this section and we can't play anything here. However, we could win that location if we added some power to it somehow. And we just so happen to have Claw, who will add 6 power to the location to the right. So I think he's looking like a really good option to put in there. Even though he only costs 5 and we have 6 energy. We could put Hulk in here, who's one of the strongest cards in the game. He would put 10 power here. However, I feel like our opponent's probably going to play something strong in this location. And as you can see from the top, this is already on 2 when its final is going to be 4. I'm going to click this because I think we're going to win. And now that's changed to 8. And we're taking a gamble here. So we're going to play Claw. We're going to end our turn. We're going to see what happens. Now, you can take this snap gamble, and this is what the game's title comes from, the snap, like Thanos' snap from the movies. So we're throwing in Claw. As you can see in the middle, he's boosted our score quite a lot because of Iron Man doubling and the 6 coming to the right from him. And we've won, which is great. We've actually gotten the maximum ranking score we can here because our opponent originally thought they were going to win, so they did a snap. And then we thought we were going to win, so we did a snap too, which doubled and then doubled again. Meaning instead of getting 2 score at the end, we got 8. So again, let's just quickly look at how we actually won. We put Claw in here, and he added 6 to this. So the 6 was added to the 3, 1, and the 2, and then it was doubled to -2, which made 20 compared to our opponent's 9. We had 9 strength here while this location was already locked down and cards couldn't be played here. So our opponent actually shot themselves in the foot putting Storm in this location because we were prepared and they weren't. And that meant that we could lock this one down. We lost this location, but it didn't matter because we already had 2 victories. Our opponent actually played an interesting card here, Hobgoblin, on their side of the board. And his power is, on reveal, your opponent gains control of this. And as you can see, he has -8 power. So he actually created -8 power on our side of the table. But again, it didn't matter because we had already won 2 locations out of the 3. So we're going to collect our rewards, and our rewards is going to be this 8 ranking points. So that's going to throw us up to rank 25 and actually quite a way through it. We've gotten some orbs for Jessica Jones. We don't have enough to upgrade her, so we're just going to click on the next one. And that's the end of the game. Now, did we finish any of our missions? No, we didn't. We didn't play any cards that cost 3, so we're not getting any bonuses here. And that's basically Marvel Snap in a nutshell. You can do a lot. Like, I'm just using a very basic deck here that I'm just using to try and explain things. You can make your own decks. You make as many decks as you want, actually. If I click in here to collection, you'll see I've got a whole bunch of decks up here at the top. They all have different purposes. Our basic deck here, every deck has 12 cards in it. If you're familiar with CCGs, LCGs, card games, card collecting games, card deck building games, all that sort of stuff, kind of should have a basic understanding of your cost progression and how the distribution of low cost cards versus high cost cards. Usually you want more low cost cards than you want high cost cards. In this example, it's kind of spread out fairly evenly. We only have 1 6 costing guy and 2 5 costings. Everything else is kind of in the middle or quite low. These are all very basic cards because I wanted to show you guys some very simple mechanisms in the game. There are way more complicated things. Like, for example, let's take a look at this moving deck. So this deck is designed to move all of your characters around the map of the board. So this particularly strong character, Heimdall, he has the ability to move your other cards 1 location to the left. What does that have to do with anything? Well, it depends on the other card. So like Vulture here, when he moves, he gets extra power, 5 extra power, which is a lot. So you want to be moving him. Nightcrawler can choose to move. Craven, when a card moves where he is, he gets power. So this deck is all about moving cards around and buffing each other up as a result. Other example where there's this destroy deck. So all of these cards are about destroying yourself and your opponent in some way. So for example, we saw Carnage earlier. Destroy your other cards here, get +2 power for each card destroyed. That's really awesome with Bucky Barnes, who, when this is destroyed, create the Winter Soldier in its place. And when you destroy him, he's just really strong. He's 6 strength instead of 1. So a typical move here is play Bucky Barnes, then play Carnage, and then Carnage comes in, gets a bonus, and Bucky is replaced by Winter Soldier. And then there's all kinds of other abilities. Every card has some kind of ability, or there's a few cards that have no ability, and that in itself can be an ability depending on the locations in the game. Some of them actually boost characters with no abilities. It's very strange. But yeah, the level of flexibility in the game is really, really interesting. It's super, super cool. And as you can see, like, we've played 2 games. Those 2 games altogether took maybe 5 minutes. Yeah, it's just really fun. So that's how it works. That's how you play. You can unlock missions over time. The more you unlock, the better rewards you get, and just keep on playing, progressing. It's really, really addictive. I mostly play it on my phone. I'm just playing it on Steam here to show you guys. I highly recommend it. Give it a go. You don't have to spend a single penny ever if you don't want to, as well. If you're a kind of person who doesn't want to spend on IAPs or microtransactions or any of that stuff, you can completely ignore that. There's so much to unlock that you're really only paying to unlock things faster, and there's so much stuff in this, particularly in the early game, that you're never going to need to speed anything up for days and days and days and days. So that's Marvel Snap. It's really, really great. It's highly, highly recommend it. So yeah, give it a go. Check it out. So we may come back to this game on the channel in the future if you guys like this video. We may totally not. Depends. But in the meantime, let me know what you think of covering other games and other card games and even digital games, and we'll see. I'll get a temperature check from everybody before doing more of this stuff. But this has been Rulebreaker. Thanks very much for watching. So long.